Sheriff's office announced Jadarius Jones, just 18 years old, was charged in connection with a triple murder in northwest Jacksonville. Family members tell us Unita Hardy and Gregory Merritt were in their early 60s. A family friend was also killed in all of this.
Around 12:30 p.m. on January 15th, officers from the Jacksonville, Florida's Sheriff's Office responded to a home on the 11,000 block of Bridges Road on the northwest side near Dunn Avenue after a neighbor reported hearing multiple gunshots. Upon arrival, they would find an unresponsive male outside of the home and an unresponsive male and female inside of the home, all suffering from apparent gunshot wounds.
The police say a 63-year-old man and a 58-year-old woman were found dead inside the home. Working to figure out if those two names are the two that were inside the home. There was also a 44-year-old man found dead in the yard outside.
The victims were identified as 58-year-old Unita Hardy, 63-year-old Gregory Merritt, who were both found deceased inside of the home. An unidentified 44-year-old male, who was confirmed to be a family friend, was found outside of the home. In the hour following the shooting, there was a strong police presence in the area as they performed an analysis of the crime scene. Bullets could be seen outside of the home. According to a family member, the shooting stemmed from an ongoing family dispute that finally took a fatal turn for the worst. A landlord informed police that the couple lived in the home for roughly 2 decades. The suspect was quickly identified as the victim's own grandson, 18-year-old Jadarius Jones. Police located him at a nearby home and chased him through the neighborhood, where he was captured just a short time later.
They found him at a house just nearby. They say they captured him after chasing him briefly through the neighborhood because he escaped out a window. Now that 18-year-old is here at the Duval County Jail facing second-degree murder charges. Family members identified Jadarius Jones's grandparents, Unita Hardy and Gregory Merritt, as the victims of a triple murder Sunday. Their grandson is now in jail accused of killing the couple and a family friend in broad daylight.
We just got to get back to the basics and teach our kids in school that, violence is not the answer.
Adam Hauser lives near the house. He says police found Jones just about 4 hours after the shooting on Bridges Road. Bullet holes now mark the scene of the crime. What have you noticed as far as the crime around here in the year that you've lived?
It's off and on. That's areas of Jacksonville like that, but overall, this has been the first incident I've seen since I live in the area.
A family member who did not want to be on camera says Jones murdered his grandparents after an ongoing family dispute. And while horrific, Action News Jax law and safety expert Dale Carson, with years of experience as a former officer in Miami, actually says these types of shootings between family is more common than you'd expect.
You don't have any impulse control. And that's certainly true in a family setting where you have young men who are disenfranchised.
Police say they chased Jones shortly through the neighborhood after he escaped out the window of a nearby house.
Have to pull together, and the best thing you can do for somebody like that is to pray for them.
Initially, police had very little details as to what led up to the chain of events that day on Bridges Road. The family of the 44-year-old victim says they are also confused as to what happened that day and are waiting to receive additional details from the police affidavit. Just a few days after the shooting, Jadarius Jones would appear in court, where a witness account of that day would lay everything out.
It's been 3 days since police made a gruesome discovery at this home on Bridges Road, and now thanks to new information that was released on Wednesday, we have a better idea of the chain of events that led to the arrest of 18-year-old Jadarius Jones. When police got here, they located the first gunshot victim, who was unresponsive, here in the front yard. He had multiple gunshot wounds, and police say he died at the scene. That victim was a 44-year-old man. His mother and aunt asked that we not identify him by name because the family needs time to process what happened. They say he was friends with an older couple who were also found shot to death. Police discovered the couple's bodies in the bedroom. Although we also have their names, we are only identifying them as a 63-year-old man and a 58-year-old woman. Police found multiple 9mm shell casings close to all 3 bodies. There was even this bullet hole in one of the windows. Police got a break in the case when a witness told them Jones showed up at this house 1 mile away from the crime scene. According to the witness, Jones arrived at the home in a black Toyota sedan that did not belong to him. The witness told police Jones was armed with a handgun when he entered the front door and got into an argument with people inside. According to police, the argument stemmed from a shooting at the home on Bridges Road. Police say the argument turned into a fight when one of the occupants in the home noticed Jones was wearing a distinctive fanny pack. Police say Jones eventually walked away from the home but was detained by officers who had just arrived. When police looked inside the fanny pack, they discovered an ID that belonged to the 44-year-old gunshot victim. They also recovered the stolen black Toyota sedan that was still parked at the home. Jones was arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder, 1 count of armed robbery, and car theft after police say he confessed to the crimes.
18-year-old Jadarius Jones was charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. However, it is possible the charges could be upgraded to first-degree murder, depending on the nature of the shooting. He could be facing life in prison if convicted. The case remains ongoing.